Hello to my Sagittarius. All right, Sagittarius, you all said you did not get your Lionsgate portal video, so let's get into it. My apologies if your video did not go up. To my Sagittarius, let's get into your video. Hopefully you all are having a great day. Sagittarius, make sure don't want to leave you all out. I want to make sure everybody gets their Lionsgate portal video. So, Lionsgate portal. All right, so Lionsgate portal opened on the 26th of July. So, on the 26th of July, the Lionsgate portal is a very powerful annual astrological and energetic event that peaks on 8/8. That's August 8th, right? With energy building between July 26th and August 12th. It's associated with manifestation, spiritual awakening, and accelerated transformation. All right. So the Lionsgate portal, the key dates, like I said, are July 26th. That's when it opens. It peaks on August 8th, right? And it's closes on August 12th. Those are going to be key dates that you really want to pay attention to, okay? Pay attention to those dates. 8 is a very powerful number, but you want to also know what Lionsgate portal is. That's going to be really important because you're going to hear a lot about it. But it's important to know what it is, right? So it is cosmic alignment where the sun is in Leo. That's heart-centered power plus courage. It also is where the star Sirius rises in the sky. That's a spiritual awakening. And it also is Earth aligns with the galactic center. That's amplified manifestation potential. So the number 8 all into itself, Sagittarius, it is infinity, abundance, balance, and karmic alignment. So this is an opportunity for you to double all of that, whatever it is you're trying to manifest. So it's going to be really important for you to keep your vibrations extremely high, right? 8, when you turn into a side, looks like an infinity symbol, and it also looks like a chain. You do not want to be chained to anyone else's karma, their negativity, their vibrational energy. None of that, no matter who it is. You do not want to be chained to there because you don't know how long they're in a karmic cycle. You don't know how much longer they have left in a karmic cycle, even if it's another Sagittarius. So I would advise, pull your birth chart, find out what sets you apart from another even if it's another Sagittarius. Don't get caught up in this, team Sagittarius, right? Sagittarius actually rules 9th house. High vibrating Sagittarius is a person who is optimistic, freedom loving, intellectual, but a low vibrating Sagittarius is tactless, restless, and also irresponsible. So if you got people around you that's causing you to bring out the worst in you, causing you to be tactless towards other people, restless, you can't sit still, and also, a person who is irresponsible, then it's time to clean house. It is time to clean house. It causing you to break healthy relationships with people. Areas of your life that this Lionsgate are going to affect is your manifestations. It means that your intentions manifest faster, so focus is key. Another area is heart energy. That's healing around love, worthiness, and emotional courage. Another area is truth being revealed. That's sudden clarity or intuitive downloads about your path. Another area is releasing blocks. That's old patterns may surface for you to let go and rewrite. And another area is energetic upgrades. That's fatigue, vivid dreams, or feeling electrified or common during this time. So let's get into your reading. Let's get into your Lionsgate portal reading, okay? Let's set the tone. Like I said, Sagittarius rules 9th house. Let's get it. 9th house is all about quest and adventure. It's our sense of what lies beyond the horizon. It invites us to travel both physically. Oh, yeah, your past is calling, so don't answer. Your past is calling, so don't answer. That just popped right on out. So something in your past is calling. So it could be calling in the spiritual realm first through a memory. It could be physically called, if that's the best way, if it calls through the spiritual realm, possibly through a memory, or it could be knocking at your door. However it's calling in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But something from your past is calling. Sources saying don't answer. All right, so that's the first thing that's coming out. But to complete my thought about what the ninth house is all about, this is the year 9, 2025. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 5 is 9, right? So your past is calling. So like I said, the ninth house is our sense of what lies beyond the horizon. It invites us to travel both physically through long distance journeys and mentally through higher education, philosophy, and religious contemplation. It covers ethics and ideals and the spirit of law, right? Yeah. So you all are ruled by Jupiter, which is the largest planet, right? So I'm telling you all, if you all are linking up, even to family members, friends, people that source has been telling you for the longest time, it's time to detach from some of these relationships in your lives that's causing you, because before 9 obviously is 8. 8 connects with the card in tarot, which is the death card. And some of these relationships are causing the end of very healthy relationships, where you can link up with people in different places, that can add to your life, that can link you up with other things, in your life, that have healthier relationships. Some of these relationships are causing the end of very healthy relationships. So let's get into it. Let's see what's going on here. All right, Sagittarius, let's go. Yeah. First card out the deck is 2 of Swords. Okay. So something having to do with legal. 2 energies in your life blindsided you with something your ancestors have been telling you for a long time, have been in your ear. So you may be having something from your past resurfacing about 2 energies in your life, something having to do with legal. 2 of Swords. Yep. Second house. Taurus rules second house. Second house deals with possessions, money, finance, something around the second house. Taurus and Libra are ruled by Venus, the goddess of love, pleasure, art, music, aesthetics. And Taurus is a Hierophant card, right? And so the Hierophant card is, higher mind, having innate spiritual understanding of things, but on the dark side, it's a material situation. So you could have 2 energies in your life that you could be blindsided by. They could be all about the material world, maybe trying to impress you in some way, shape, form, or fashion, and you could be linked to these 2 energies. And Source could have been telling you, you're not asking enough questions. You're just going along with the flow about something, and they all in the material world, just wanting just finer things in life. And Sword energy is masculine energy. They're trying to appear, masculine. It could be men or women, but they could be trying to appear masculine to you in a sense, like overly masculine to you in a sense, but you're the one that's being blindsided by something. And Source could have been trying to tell you something, right? Source could have been saying, you need to cut these energies off. Ace of Swords is about motive, right? But somebody is been trying to heal a broken heart. 3 of Swords is like your ancestors have been in your ear for years. You need to cut ties with 2 energies because they're going to keep breaking your heart over and over and over and over again. And somebody is just like not listening to ancestors. Because like I say, I really love these energies. It's like somebody is saying love is going to cure all, and love does. But love is also saying God is love, and being obedient is better than sacrifice. It's almost like somebody saying they're going to sacrifice ignoring Source, for something in the physical realm. And Source is saying you're learning to choose Source over these two these two energies, right? And so like I said, Source has been talking to someone's spirit. Source has been talking to someone's spirit. Source has been saying. So now it's all three energies that's brokenhearted, because now some two energies have looped a Sagittarius into something. Two energies have looped a Sagittarius into something, have looped you into something. Here's a Temperance card. Something that these energies have not resolved within their spirit. Something they haven't resolved in their spirit. And something has gotten out of hand. So you're the one, there's an imbalance here. So, but for you, it's something that these two energies haven't resolved within their spirit legally, right? The Source has been saying to you, it's time to cut ties, because these energies are looping you into something. And Source has been trying to help you to see something from a higher frequency, right? Right? Something within them about money, something around the material world, right? But somebody has, when I see snake energy is like just the nature of a snake, right? It's people would think about snake energy as being something that's negative. It's like because we think about hearing snake energy, you think about like the snake in the Garden of Eden, right? But people forget the feminine side of it is like having an awakening, right? Remember that it's a spirit, right? Very much like a spirit of depression or the spirit of gluttony or the spirit, right? And so somebody has enough knowledge about the spirit of whoever these two energies are when it comes to money. When it comes to money and their love language around money. And where it came from, like the root of where it came from. Like if it came from, like if it, let's say for the instance, if these are your kids, if it came from your side of the family, if it came from somebody else's side of the family, right? Or if these are your siblings, did it come from, like, did it come from uncles? Or you got uncles like this or aunts like this from one side of the family, the other side of the family? Or is it a mixture of both sides of the family? Like everybody can trace it back to something. Like, okay, they just like, aunt so-and-so or uncle so-and-so. Like they all about money, right? They don't care who they have to step on to get whatever, right? And so Source has been in somebody's ear, but now somebody has you looped into something. This is where we're talking about the Lionsgate portal being open, and it's going to peak. It's interesting, it peaks the day before the full moon. Full moon is on the 9th of August, but it'll continue being open until the 12th, right? So Source is like, it's time to take the blindfolds off, because you're dealing with some energies who haven't resolved a temper within themselves. They have a temper, like going from 0 to 1,000. When money is at play here, you see a different spirit comes out, like a devil comes out when it comes to money. And so Source is saying the scales from your eyes at this point being removed. Yeah, because something has happened. Now something is standing out. Somebody is standing out now when it comes to two energies, right? So something has ended with someone who really stands out in your life, right? 7, something has ended, right? And something has been created. Something has been created, right? Either meaning that someone has left an environment. So 7 of Cups is, so remember, people consider the snake like the Garden of Eden is like the devil, right? The devil comes to Eve, in the Garden of Eden to tempt Eve, right? With this apple, right? But people forget the feminine side of this. And so the argument is still, she was the one that tempted, Adam. People still argue that, right? People still argue that if he didn't have his own mind to say no, right? But remember, it's a spirit that's in the snake, and source can speak through anything and anyone, right? So source is saying, here with this, something about someone that you know stands out, but the scales from someone else's eyes have been removed. They moved out of a very poisonous environment. Somebody that you know moved away. Like, in other words, because water is shaped and guided by the earth that holds and surrounds us. So somebody that you know has moved to if I had to say it in lay terms, has relocated. Okay, geographically they have relocated. They got their bags packed, truck, U-Haul, whatever, moving truck out of the area. They have relocated, completely gone, right? They've moved away from some things. Blindfolds are off. They are gone. They moved away from something, right? They stand out, right? And this is what you have in common. You and someone have something in common, right? You and someone have some energies in common, right? And you and someone have somebody that source has been saying, cut someone off. Cut someone off, their energy. See something from a higher frequency. The scales have been removed from your eyes. Somebody has a temper. See something from a higher frequency. See something from a higher frequency. So when sources in your past is calling, something from the past. This right here, the moon exposes secrets, right? So something has come to an end. This is La Luna, this is the moon. Something from the past is resurfacing. So, source needs somebody to get out in the sunlight, remove all that stale energy, like go for a walk, go out in the sun, go for a walk, get outside during the daylight. So you can, get refreshed, renewed, get some clarity, go for a drive, go get some fresh air, whatever. Because you're starting to get some kind of downloads. Your heart has already been broken. You've already, been talking to God, or, asking God for answers. And, why are people cutting you off? Like, why are people just kind of like, why are your heart broken? What's going on? Something has been confusing. What is going on, right? And Source has your back with something. Source has your back with something, right? I'm seeing a guitar here. Seeing a guitar here. Somebody could have a loved one in their family that plays the guitar. But something about you and someone really, really stands out. And somebody may want to talk to you about something. They may have a wealth of knowledge about something. Right? Somebody may have accepted money for something. Two people may have accepted money for something, right? That really belongs to you. Money should be coming to you. Some kind of money should be coming to you. And it could be a lot of it. You may have moved on from something prematurely, right? You may have moved on from something prematurely. I'm kind of sort of picking up almost like some money was probably meant for you. Again, take only what resonates with you. I'm just channeling messages here. So if it doesn't apply, it doesn't apply. I'm not trying to get anybody paranoid here. You may have moved on. See, nothing happens by coincidence, right? The scales moving from your eye, being removed from your eyes, because you, Source has been in your ear about something anyway, right? In your ear about something anyway, right? And people are motivated by different things. Your love language may have been one thing, right? Like you really, really love someone. Um, and you could have been brokenhearted by them cutting you off easily. That could have been a distraction for you. Just like, okay, I can't believe somebody just cut me off like that. They just, stopped talking to me. They, we used to talk all the time. It could have been a love relationship you were in. Matter of fact, we're coming up on, I want to say, when you watch it, when this video is filmed, I want to say, because it would be the first, the moon would be in Scorpio. So anything around like sexual relationships or anything having to do with you spend time / money. Money could be like you put gas in your car to go visit somebody, or you bought dinner, or anything where you may have spent your money or time or whatever to spend time around somebody, or maybe you paid for lunch or whatever, where you feel like you just wasted your energy, you wasted your time, and then all of a sudden they just cut you off. Something having to do with money, or being in a relationship possibly with somebody. All of a sudden y'all together, then boom, they just cut you off, and you just you just felt like you were sucker punched, and just what the heck, what what kind of game, it was like somebody was paid to do that to you. Somebody was paid to do that to you. Something about your energy stands out. Somebody was paid to do that to you. In a romantic sense. Like you were just targeted, right? Very different than someone, because it could be mistaken for someone that you love in a platonic sense. Just kind of having a revelation saying, okay, they're, them having, a wake-up call that, okay, it's time to close out a cycle. That's where the confusion can come in. It's time to close out a cycle. Somebody may have said something disrespectful to somebody. Okay, something has gone on too long. It's time to go ahead and close out a cycle. Friendship ends, romantic relationship ends, job ends, cycles close out. But this would be, since the moon is in Scorpio, this would have been like a love relationship, excuse me, that could have, either somebody that was in a love relationship that ended abruptly, right? Somebody was paid to do that to them, to distract them, that you could have been connected to, that it just threw them so out of whack. It threw your relationship with them out of whack. Right? It could have had a chain reaction. Hopefully that makes sense to somebody. Somebody was paid to do that. And it could have just caused a string of relationships versus... I hope this makes sense to somebody. Versus someone who's a standalone, right? Somebody who's a stand. That's why it takes time when you're brokenhearted. Take your time to heal completely. Let your heart completely heal. That's why I always talk about calling back your energy and not having fragments of you all over the place, all over the universe, where you're not completely healed. Because that's what Three of Swords is. It's like you're partially healed, and your heart is still kind of open. It's still like deep wounds in your heart, right? So let me give somebody an example of what that is. Let's say, for instance, you have, let's say you have two adult kids, and they are in relationships that seem like they're going strong for a minute, right? And then they both tell you it seemed like everything was going strong for a minute. All of a sudden, their partners break up with them, and then now all of a sudden, it's just like all heck has broken loose. They just seem like they're under some kind of a demonic control. Their financial situation is haywire. Their credit has gone down the toilet. It's like literally somebody is taking money for them, like basically holding them kind of hostage for money. Something is happening, right? Something is happening. Somebody's using something from their past against them. They probably set up, something happened, right? And they won't tell you because they're scared to tell you. They were so busy wanting to be accepted in some kind of something. They want to be accepted. They want to be a part of something. Somebody put them in a very dangerous situation. Could have been alcohol, could have slipped something in their drink. Anything could have happened. Some kind of a setup happened and recorded it. This is Cups energy is reflective. So there could have been cameras or something around, put them in a situation, right? They so busy wanting to be accepted, included in something, right? Put them in a situation. So that's what Source is trying to tell you. All of a sudden, they have no problem cutting you off. Not because that's what they want. It's because they're scared, right? That's why Source is saying you need to look at something. You need to start looking at something from a higher frequency and stop just going along with the flow. And Source has your back in something. Source really wants somebody, a snake. Instead of you saying somebody's a snake, snakes, see this cobra right here? This is where snakes have a backbone. This is where somebody need to say, okay, I need to pray. I need to pray. God created the devil. I need to go straight to God. I need to go straight to God in prayer. I need to cut through. I need to take the mask off. Take the mask off of this. I need to go straight to God in prayer. This is how I stand out. I may have physically relocated. I may have packed my bags, boxes, all of that, and I may have physically relocated to a new home somewhere, but I know how to pray. I know how to pray. I know how to pray by myself. I know how to pray. That's what Source is trying to tell us. I need to see something from a higher frequency. Because somebody's been in a nightmare, living a nightmare. 3 energies have been in a nightmare. 1, 2, 3, and then 9. And they need you to wake up. They need you to wake up. They need you to stop going with the flow. 3 of Swords fell on top of the Princess of Swords. Yeah, they need somebody to move on from past disappointment. Start being so heartbroken and, oh God, my heart is so broken. I can't believe. The people are going through a nightmare, a for real nightmare. So, say your past is calling. Somebody need to get into prayer warrior mode. Right now we have 3 planets that are retrograde in Aries. Aries ruled first house. Some people took one look at you and was like, okay, this person, they too much in princess mode. They too much in laid back mode. They ain't praying for nothing. They can't see something from a higher frequency. They didn't let these people back here in the past. There's something about your spirit and knowing how to pray stands out. God has your back. So when your past is calling, do not answer. Right? You've already done your shadow work. People are determined to bring the worst out of you. They determine to, bring some kind of dark entity out of you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So I'm seeing a karmic couple here, right? Trying to bring some kind of the worst out of you. So it's like, trying to bring a temper out of you. Because people from your past have already lied on you and saying that you have a really bad temper and all of this other stuff. Listen. First of all, that's not who you are. That's a lie. Anybody who has been through this before already knows that that's a lie. That's just a lie straight from the pit of hell. The devil is a liar, okay? This energy right here, the devil is a liar. That's when you really need to call a spade, that the devil is a liar. Somebody has already done the work. You have King of Pentacles energy. It's like you have enough information at this point. Like you have King of Pentacles. This is like at the top of the throne. Like you have enough physical information at this point. Like for somebody to say, okay, you left behind energies who like to hold people's past against them. Source removed you from a situation, but whoever these energies are naive, right? They were naive enough because they didn't realize what their love language was. So Source had to physically remove you from a situation. And this is what you and someone have in common. So Source says you need to be getting on it's time for you to pray. Just start praying for people. praying for their deliverance, that they wake up and start praying as well. They get on that frequency so they don't have to go back to something. That they don't have to go back to something. This mindset that they feel like they need to be in a partnership with someone who is a karmic partner. Who is a karmic partner. That they're whole and complete. Yeah, his Dame of Pentacles here. Yeah, that they are whole and complete just as they are until another whole and complete person comes along. So that's what Source wants you to do. So when we talk about your past is calling, don't answer, meaning that somebody from your past could be trying to come along because they think that you want love, they think that you want, money, all of this other stuff. Source is like, But see, that is a lie. You could want love in your life, and you could, who doesn't want more money? Who doesn't want love in their life, right? But you are love, and you are money. You're investing in yourself. If you're still going through where you're healing, you're not desperate. That's what Source is trying to tell you. You shouldn't even be talking about, heartbreak, I'm having these nightmares, this and that, and I sure wish I could meet. If somebody is misunderstanding your kindness and they seeing it as, you just so desperate for somebody, that's their misunderstanding. That is their misunderstanding. Wake up. People are already talking about you behind your back. They're already saying this person's what's the word? Whoever you are, man or woman. If you are a woman, people are saying that you are a somebody who is maybe somebody who is unmarried, possibly lonely or undesirable, like a modern day spinster. It's not funny, but if you're a woman, somebody could be saying it, and I'm not saying it just be to be funny towards anybody, but that's just something, that's a lie. That's a lie. And what's modern day would be like somebody who's independent, someone who's solo, a bachelorette, somebody who's single, or if you're a man, a bachelor or whatever the case may be, like you need another person. But the truth of the matter is that if you are a person who is successful and you're single or whatever, and you're whole and complete, and you've been praying for somebody else who is single, whole and complete, and you're not desperate, then you're just not desperate. That's the truth of the matter, right? There's nothing wrong with if you're going to date somebody, then yeah, you don't want somebody who's out here playing games. You don't have time for all that headache. You don't have time for a bunch of confusion. And you'll know, yeah. Source is sending some kind of proposal, some kind of new situation is coming across your path. But if you're a person who is like really ready to settle down and get married, and you're not playing games, then don't even waste your time. Don't even waste your time. You'll know. You'll already know because you would have already prayed for something. Yeah, but these energies, their love language, whoever these energies are, they accepted money for something and got caught up into something. That's what Source is trying to tell you, that your past people heard that something was coming across your path. What's coming across your path? Yeah, people heard something about your financial situation. You either have money coming across your path or something. Here we have 8 of Wands here. Yeah, something is coming across your path fast. Yeah, and it's a lot of wealth coming across your path fast. But these energies are living a nightmare. And these are loved ones. They are heartbroken. And misery loves company. So Source is saying to you, these energies want you to be miserable too. And all you can do is pray for these energies. Like I said, just like Source has your back, Source has their back too. Yeah, Two of Cups. So your person, whoever, if you've been praying for a person, they're coming across your path. They're coming across your path. They're whole and complete. And it's exactly what you prayed for. But you are not rushing into anything. These energies want you to rush into something like it's a speed dating situation. I'm telling you, if you are still healing, put your list together. And you're not expecting a perfect human being. You're not expecting a perfect job, perfect whatever. But if Source has sustained you, Source is going to continue sustaining you. Yeah, here we have 9 of Wands. So yeah, you and somebody will not be going back to something. This is you and someone. So you and someone it's like you and someone are in parallel universes. That's what I'm seeing for you also. Like I said, it's a beautiful thing that the Lionsgate portal is open because your prayers are being sped up. You just need to stay focused. If this makes sense to you, you just need to stay focused. You just need to stay focused. Because the enemy is busy trying to keep everybody distracted. You need to see something from a higher frequency. Don't be sitting around, oh, somebody cut you off. We're not talking anymore. I was just blindsided by such and such. I've been having nightmares and I can't think straight. Get real clear. Cycles close every single day. Life cycles close every day. If somebody is single and platonic, they're not in some romantic relationship, and their money is fine and cycles close because people just feel like, okay, cycle is closed. Somebody could have moved away. That's what this is. 7 of Cups is somebody could have left a job. Somebody could have left a geographical location. It's literally like a person who you used to go to lunch with every single day, or y'all used to hang out in the office every day. A good, colleague. Everything was cool, or maybe it was your neighborhood best friend, and they moved away, and they just trying to get situated. They trying to get stable in a new location. It takes time for people to get, grounded in a new, place, and people have to understand that. But don't cast your pearls before swine, because if you running around talking to everybody, something is not as deep as somebody thinks. Yeah. Somebody is talking to a Cambian spirit. Somebody is talking to a, but the best is yet to come. Somebody actually wants the best for you. That's what a lot of people don't get, is like people who genuinely love you, they actually want the best for you, and people are bringing the worst on themselves by talking negatively from a place of hurt instead of talking from a place of love. Just saying, okay, well, I want the best for them. I didn't see something coming. I just never thought something was. But talking to Cambian spirits is bringing karma back on you. It'll put you at such a low frequency, you'll accept the first thing that comes through your door because you're on a low frequency. That's how people attract narcissists. That is exactly how people, and you will keep attracting the same kind of energy until you learn the lesson. Like, oh my God, how do I keep attracting the same kind of energy? So the healer and protector of travelers is with you. I'm telling you, somebody wants the best for you. People got to learn how to give people an opportunity to get situated in a new job, a new geographical location. Like, start praying for people. Somebody going to be talk to God, talk to ancestors, talk to spirits, I'm having nightmares. I'm just now waking up from some things. I didn't see this. I didn't see that. I had no idea. I can't believe I gave attention to certain things. Now all of a sudden I'm waking up to some things. I wasn't even paying attention to this and that. I can't believe. Okay. Somebody wants to pay attention to what needs to be paid attention to, because more money is trying to come in, so it needs you to get focused. Some people were paid to get married quickly because some people saw some loved ones as a piggy bank. In other words, like if something happens to you, like if you die, somebody feels like, okay, they got some money coming through you, If I got to be direct because somebody's still not getting something, it's like, okay, if I can get some money directly through Sagittarius, if Sagittarius dies, okay, and this one ain't that smart. They've been blindsided before. This one right here, something legal having to do with these two. They'll cut Sagittarius off because their love language could be sex, it could be money, it can be anything else because they're not seeing something. In other words, Sagittarius, what Source is trying to tell you, you need to put a will or something together that's going to exclude some people. Somebody need to get smart. Somebody need to get smart. I forgot what athlete that was who put everything in his mother's name. So he knew who he was marrying. He knew exactly who he was marrying. People out here be trying to take people for bad when it comes to their money. He knew exactly who he was marrying. Somebody still telling lies about you, but you don't care. So she apologizes for betraying you, whoever this energy is. But listen, some of these people out here be straight up getting married strictly for money. They be looking at just what they can get out of somebody. After people have worked hard for what they had, and if they feel like they can get something out of somebody, they just want to just slither into a situation and just take stuff from people. Somebody needs to wake up. Somebody needs to wake up. I'm trying to help you. Everybody's not getting married just for money, but Source is trying to tell somebody, take the blindfolds off. Somebody has either a child or two kids that's so blinded by sex. They can't even see straight. Okay, somebody doing whatever. And right now somebody could be heartbroken. This is with the because of what was said or something, that they can't see straight, having nightmares, just waking up, can't see whatever. And this is no judgment. This is, like I said, I'm just channeling energy and reading the cards right now. But somebody could be in relationship with two people that's just waiting on a payday. They feel like, okay, they got everybody out the way. We just waiting on a payday. Again, I'm just reading the cards. Somebody learn how to see the signs. Instincts are messages from the divine. Instincts are messages from the divine. Passion. What I say before, somebody is real passionate. Somebody is really passionate about money, right? But they're masking it. See these masks on these right here? Mask on these two? They're masking it as love. But they're really passionate about money, right? So if they're figuring like, okay, well, if I figure that so-and-so's, if you could be a man or woman, right? Whoever you are, or a couple. You could be a rich couple, or well-off couple, or a wealthy man or wealthy woman, or whoever, or people could think that you're wealthy, right? And you could have kids that's married to somebody who feels like, okay, well, the child, they not the sharpest knife in the drawer. And I'm not trying to be facetious when I say this, but they want to be a part of such and such. Well, let me just be passionate with them in a sense. And I'm saying this because the moon is in Scorpio. You need to be wise. You need to take the blindfolds off. And let's see how much passion is there if we say, okay, let's sign a post-nup. Okay, and all the money is going to be left to a charity. So if something happened to me, all the money is going to a charity. Everything going to a charity. Everybody can take care of themselves. Let's see how much passion is left. Yeah, you need to initiate something. You need to initiate something. Because somebody has already initiated some bunch of confusion. This right here. Somebody has already initiated a bunch of confusion. Because somebody already wishes you the best, right? You could be just waking up from some nightmares of just kind of like realizing just, wow, you know, I just going along with a program and just waking up. But all of this is a part of the plan, and to keep you so distracted, whoever you are, that you would not see something coming. Basically, looking at your cards, whether you're a man or woman, it doesn't really matter, was to get any kind of voice or clarity of reason out of the way, right? So if you're tuned in and you're watching this, it won't matter who it is. It could be a niece, nephew, a family friend, anybody that gains some kind of clarity, that moved away, that could be a voice of reason in your ear to say, hey, pay attention to this and pay attention to that. And how is it that certain people are all of a sudden coming into money? Are you asking questions, or are you just going along with the flow? Are you too afraid to ask for bank statements? Are you too afraid to ask for tax forms? Are you even asking? Or are you just waiting for a knock on the door? Or somebody start asking, like, how you making money? Somebody is in a relationship with somebody waiting for, you know, to get the voices of reason out of the way. Because that's what I'm saying here in the cards. But see, source can use anything. That's why you see the snake here. That's why you see the snake here, because source can use a burning bush, a talking donkey. Source can use a snake. Source can use a tarot card reader. Source can use a Bible. Source can use a self-help book. Source could use anything to get a message across. Anything that you pay attention to, source could use it to get a message through to you. So the very energies that you think are heartbreaking and being disrespectful, anybody who genuinely loves you still has your best interest at heart, no matter what. You just got to give people a chance. Somebody's so busy moving around, it just says slow down and pay attention to the signs. Time for you to double your manifestation. Speed it up. Start praying for these energies, that the scales be removed from whoever these two energies' eyes, that they wake up. Put these wheels together. Let these people know every dime they have is going to a charity. You really love me, you love me. You don't care about the money going to a charity. Whatever they make together, they can have that. That's what your reading is. That is what your reading is. That's the message that Source wanted me to give to somebody. I don't know who that message is for, but hopefully it is very helpful.